The call came while I was standing in the kitchen, staring at the quiet hum of the refrigerator like it might explain something if I listened long enough. Unknown number. I didn't answer it first. I already felt the shift, that subtle misalignment in the world, the kind you only notice when something precious has already cracked. The voicemail arrived without a sound. I opened it. No words, just background noise, slot machines, a woman laughing. And then her voice, soft, careless, unguarded, not meant for me. I deleted the message and stood there, hand on the counter, breathing evenly, controlled. I reminded myself that panic is loud, precision is silent. She was supposed to be visiting her sister, 3 days, back Sunday night. I had waved as she left, kissed her cheek, told her to text when she landed. She never said where she landed. That night, while the house slept, I replayed the voicemail once more, slowed it down, listened past her voice. A dealer's call, a bell, a city built on permission, Las Vegas. The realization didn't explode, it sank, heavy, settling behind my ribs like it had always belonged there. By morning, I was calm enough to smile at strangers, calm enough to function, calm enough to start counting. When she returned, she smelled different. Not perfume, adrenaline, the scent people carry when they've been someone else for a few days. She hugged me too tightly, overcompensating. Her suitcase rolled behind her, scuffed like it had been dragged across carpet that never sleeps. She talked too much, laughed too easily, said my name like she was testing whether it still fit in her mouth. I watched. I catalogued. There was a faint line missing on her ring finger. Not obvious, only if you knew where to look, only if you loved someone long enough to memorize the way light rests on their skin. She said her sister sends love. She said the flight was exhausting. She said nothing about Vegas. That night she fell asleep quickly. I did not. I lay there listening to her breathe, each exhale a small theft. I wondered how long betrayal lives in the body before it asks to be noticed. I didn't accuse. Accusations are for people who still want answers. I wanted confirmation. The investigation became routine, mechanical, almost peaceful. Shared accounts are generous when you stop trusting intentions and start trusting data. A hotel charge mislabeled as conference center. An Uber ride that looped past the strip at 2:14 a.m. A photo auto-saved to the cloud and quickly deleted. Mirrored glass, red velvet booth, 2 champagne flutes, only 1 fingerprint on the second. I ordered itemized phone records under the pretense of fixing a billing issue. Late-night calls routed through a temporary number, burner behavior, amateur. I watched her at breakfast, how she avoided her phone, how she checked reflections instead of mirrors, how she laughed at nothing when she felt observed. Inside me, something rearranged itself. Not rage, resolve. The final piece arrived quietly, an email receipt forwarded by mistake, a room upgrade, 1 king bed, 1 extra guest. I printed everything. Paper makes truth feel heavier. That evening I placed the folder on the table between us, didn't sit, didn't raise my voice. "Where did you go?" I asked. She blinked, once, twice, time stretching, snapping. "My sister," she said, automatic. I slid the first page forward, then the second. Her face collapsed in stages, shock first, then calculation, then something raw and panicked. She cried. Of course she did. Explained. Of course she tried. I listened like a man watching rain through thick glass, present, untouched. When she reached for me, I stepped back. That hurt her more than anger ever could. "Who was he?" I asked, already knowing. She whispered a name I didn't recognize. It didn't matter. He was never the point. I had already made my move. While she was gone, I'd redirected accounts, changed beneficiaries, transferred ownership of silent sensitive assets. I'd scheduled a meeting with a lawyer who didn't ask questions and a bank that respected preparation. I told her this calmly, methodically, like reading terms and conditions. Her sobbing sharpened, turned desperate. She begged, promised, bargained. I showed her the last document, a copy of the voicemail transcript, her voice, laughing. That was when she broke. I stood there, watching a person realize they had gambled more than they could afford. Vegas always collects. "I knew before you came home," I said quietly. "I just wanted to see who you'd pretend to be." She didn't answer. There was nothing left that wasn't already exposed. I handed her an envelope. Inside, a ticket. One way, not to Vegas. Somewhere she could start explaining herself to strangers who didn't care. I didn't watch her leave. I locked the door and sat alone in the quiet we used to share. Now the house breathes differently, lighter, honest. I don't replay memories anymore. I archive them. She thought secrecy made her powerful. She was wrong. Control doesn't come from hiding the truth. It comes from surviving it without flinching. And when I think of Vegas now, I don't think of lights or luck. I think of the moment she realized the house had already won.